Now let us discuss about practical ways or manners or methods of observance of celibacy or brahmacharya. The practical ways. After knowing the great necessity, invaluable importance and immense benefits of observance of celibacy or brahmacharya, our students and youth must be curious, eager and interested to know how to observe the brahmacharya. Observance of celibacy or brahmacharya is also most vital in the life of human beings, as it is the basis of success in their both secular life and spiritual life. In view of the same, let us discuss in brief about some of the very important practical ways or manners or methods of observance of celibacy or brahmacharya as advised by Swami Sivananda Saraswati and Swami Chidananda Saraswati. Manner or methods of observance of celibacy or brahmacharya. As I have discussed, Sri Swami Chidananda Saraswati says that the sex organ is a sanitary device and a drainage system of the human body and is primarily meant for elimination of liquid waste materials, that is urine from the body, like the anus which eliminates excrement of feces. The other specialized occasional purpose and use of the sex organ is for giving birth of children in order to keep up progeny, so that the creation of the Almighty Supreme Lord keeps on continuing. Therefore, once the special purpose of keeping up progeny is achieved, the sexual activity ought to be stopped, because he says that the sex organ is not meant to be misused for deriving sexual enjoyment or sensual pleasure, and also because of the fact that wastage of seminal energy proves fatal in one's life. He says that this is the right perspective of the body and its parts. This fact gives rise to the paramount necessity and importance of preservation of seminal energy and observance of celibacy or brahmacharya in one's life. This understanding is the right understanding about observance of celibacy or brahmacharya. This right understanding alone, if kept in mind always, will dissuade one from performing sexual activities and wasting his sexual energy, and help him greatly in observance of celibacy or brahmacharya. Therefore, one must keep this right understanding in his or her mind always. However, passion for sexual enjoyment or lust, which leads to performance of sexual activities, results in wastage of semen, and therefore it is stated as the greatest enemy of human beings. It is considered as the most powerful enemy, and therefore, despite of keeping right understanding as discussed, it tempts many times human beings to perform sexual activities and derive sexual enjoyments. It therefore needs to be controlled or conquered, and celibacy or brahmacharya is to be observed in one's own personal interest and for one's highest welfare and supreme good. Therefore, Swami Sivananda Saraswati, one of the greatest world-renowned and illumined modern saints, advises that several methods or measures should be adopted in a combined manner in order to fight with this most powerful enemy and to control the same. Some of the most important of points are: first, eradication of sexual vasana. Let us first understand the root cause of action. Action is preceded by a vasana in the mind. Vasana is the subtle form of desire. Desire is gross. Vasana is a wave in the mind lake. It is hidden in the mind. Vasana brings attraction. A person with weak willpower cannot resist vasana. Then this vasana leads to action. Similarly, sexual vasana or sexual desire leads to sexual action. Therefore, sexual vasana or sexual desire needs to be eliminated so that there is no sexual action. Sexual vasana or sexual desire can be eliminated and eradicated by strong willpower and by replacing it instantly by pure thought, by application of one's power of discrimination or viveka. Such instant replacement of thought brings in quick result, and then the sexual vasana or sexual desire vanishes immediately from the mind. Then one is saved from performing sexual action and its deadly evil consequences. Therefore, as soon as the sexual vasana or sexual desire arises in the mind, it must be driven away then and there by instantly entertaining pure thoughts or Suddha Chintana. This is the simple, sure, potent, quick, easy, safe and effective measure to control sexual vasana or sexual desire. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati says that this attack against vasana is from inside and it comes through the practice of sama, which means the control of mind. Secondly, control of organs or indriyas. One needs to restrain his organs or indriyas and must not allow the sense vibrations to enter into the mind from outside, mostly through the organ of sight or through his eyes. In other words, one must not look at the opposite sex with lustful eye, because lustful look creates sexual desire in the mind, and then such desire leads to sexual action. Instead, one ought to look at the opposite sex with the chasteful feeling or pure feeling or Suddha Bhava of mother or sister or daughter in case of male persons, and with the pure feeling or Suddha Bhava of father or brother or son in case of female persons. This will instantly drive away the sex thought and create pure thought in the mind, and then one will be saved from sexual action and its fatal evil consequences. In this regard, Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati exhorts that the best and the safe way is to entertain the divine feeling or Divya Bhava. That is, a male person should look at the female one as the divine mother or goddess Durga. Similarly, a female person should look at the male one as the divine father or Lord Narayana. This is another simple, sure, potent, quick, easy, safe and effective measure to control sexual thoughts or sexual desires. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati says that this attack against vasana is from outside and it comes through the practice of dhamma, which means control of organs or indriyas. Thirdly, avoidance of evil company, undesirable literature and obscene visuals, keeping company of evil persons, reading of books, magazines, periodicals, newspapers, etc., which contains undesirable, ugly, obscene, vulgar, sensual, filthy writings, watching similar type of pictures, visuals in movies, television, smartphones and mobile phones, etc., generates attraction towards the opposite sex and creates desire for sexual activities. Therefore, one ought to avoid such things so that it will be possible and easy for him to observe celibacy or brahmacharya and derive immense benefits. Fourthly, taking up pure food. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati says that purity of food brings in purity of mind. Food has that power which connects the body and the mind. Various kinds of foods have varying effects in the mind. For example, garlic, onion stimulates passion. Milk and fruits produce pure soothing effects in the mind. Food plays a prominent part in keeping of celibacy or brahmacharya. Because the articles of food have remarkable influence in the mind, and each food produces its own effect in each compartment of the brain and on the general system. Therefore, as Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati says, one should take pure or sattvic food like cheru, havisannam, milk, wheat, barley, bread, ghee, butter, dried ginger, green gram, potatoes, dates, plantains, curds, almonds, fruits, etc., and avoid impure or forbidden and tamasic foods like highly seasoned dishes, hot curries, chutneys, chilies, meat, fish, eggs, tobacco, liquor, sour articles, oil of all kinds, garlic, onions, bitter things, sour curd, stale food, acids, astringents, pungent stuffs, roasted things, overripe and unripe fruits, heavy vegetables and salt, etc. Besides the quality of food, as Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati further says, one should also observe mitahara or moderation in eating of food. One should not overload the stomach at night because it is the direct cause for nocturnal emissions or swapna dosa. Fifthly, observance of fasting. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati says that fasting controls passion. It destroys sexual excitement. It purifies the mind. Just as impure gold is rendered pure by melting it in the crucible again and again, so also the impure mind is rendered pure and purer by fasting again and again. He therefore advises to take recourse to occasional fasting. He further advises to observe fasting whenever passion troubles one. Sixthly, practice of hatha yogic methods. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati says that regular practice of selected yogasanas and pranayamas will help considerably in one's effort to check the sexual desires or sexual impulses. He therefore advises for regular practice of selected yogasanas like Siddhasana, Shirshasana, Sarvangasana, Mathyasana, Padangusthasana, bandhas like Mula Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Kriyas like Nauli Kriya, Mudras like Mahamudra, Yoga Mudra, and Pranayama like easy and comfortable Pranayama, Bhastrika Pranayama, in order to help keeping up Brahmacharya. Seventhly, taking up cold heap bath. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati advises for taking up cold heap bath, a naturopathy method, as it is very invigorating and energizing. He says that a cold heap bath tones and soothes the nerves of the genitourinary system and stops nocturnal emissions or swapna dosha in an efficacious manner. This is a general nervine tonic as well, as all the nerves are braced up. The hip bath can be conveniently managed at home in a big zinc tub, or one can stand up to his navel in a river, lake or tank for half an hour in order to get the benefit of cold hip bath. He further says that cold douches, spinal douches and cold shower bath are also of immense use in the practice of brahmacharya. Eighthly, company of holy persons and study of holy scriptures. Company of holy persons or saints known as satsanga. This creates pure, sublime and divine thoughts in the minds. When the mind will be filled with such type of thoughts, there will not be any space therein for sexual thoughts. In the absence of sexual thoughts in the mind, there cannot be sexual actions, and thus it will be possible and also easy for one to observe celibacy or brahmacharya. Study of holy scriptures known as swadhyaya. It creates pure, sublime and divine thoughts in the mind. Therefore, such study like company of holy persons or saints will make it possible and easy in the similar manner for one to observe celibacy or brahmacharya. Ninthly, using of the power of discrimination or doing vichara. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati exhorts that one should use his power of discrimination and frequently do vichara or deep thinking of the harms, damages, dangers and disastrous effects of frequent performance of sexual activities and the resultant wastage of the vital seminal energy upon one's body, mind and soul, and the immense benefit of observance of celibacy or brahmacharya. This will dissuade him from performing frequent sexual activities and persuade him to observe celibacy or brahmacharya. 10th point, taking recourse to spiritual pursuit. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati says that brahmacharya means control but not suppression of the sex desire or sex force. He further says that the sex vasana or sex desire may be suppressed for the time being, but it will again manifest with redoubled force and vigor when a suitable opportunity arises. Therefore, he exhorts that the mind where the sex vasana or sex desire lies should be controlled first. Then there will be no resultant sexual activities. He says that it can be achieved by rendering the mind pure, by entertaining pure and divine thoughts, by taking recourse to spiritual pursuit like japa, kirtan, prayer, meditation, study of holy scriptures or swadhyaya, contemplation on the divine self or atmachintana, etc. In this manner, the sex vasana or sex desire will die down and there will not be any evil thought in the mind when one looks at the opposite sex. Then he will not cast a lustful look when he looks at the opposite sex. Rather, he will have a chasteful look. Then he can be said to be established in brahmacharya. Now, benefits of observance of celibacy or brahmacharya. Observance of celibacy or brahmacharya bestows upon human beings a large number of benefits both in the secular life as well as in spiritual life. That too immensely some important benefits I am citing now. Remember these things. First, it contributes towards nourishment, development and maintenance of the disease-free, strong, sound, healthy and energetic physical body. Number 2, it contributes towards empowering of human mind through positive and pure thinking, development of strong willpower, sharp and retentive memory power, high concentration power, etc., and thereby building up a powerful and vibrant mind. Third, it helps in building up strong willpower and gives mental strength and stamina in the matter of cultivation of good qualities like obedience, humility, respectfulness, friendliness, self-control, discipline, truthfulness, non-violence, purity, self-control, honesty, selflessness, friendliness, love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, optimism, etc., and the eradication of evil or bad qualities like lust, anger, greed, selfishness, hatred, jealousy, arrogance, fear, pessimism, etc., and thereby to build a noble character which is the most precious wealth and the greatest power of human beings. Fourth, it also helps in building up a strong willpower and gives mental strength to stick to performance of ethical conduct in all circumstances and in all situations of life, which results in bestowing good results, victory, success, happiness and peace in life. Fifth, it contributes abundantly in developing an impressive, magnetic, charming and brilliant personality. Sixth, it gives great mental strength to stick to dharma or righteousness in all circumstances and in all situations of life, which bestows victory, success, true prosperity, happiness and peace in life. Seventh, it helps a great deal in acquiring of artha or great material prosperity. Eighth, it gives great mental strength and support to control kama or passion or lust and other evil and undesirable desires, and enables to enjoy the happiness derived from fulfillment of legitimate human desires. Ninth, it contributes significantly in performance of spiritual practices or adhyatmika sadhana effectively, which results in achievement of moksha or liberation from the wheels of births and deaths, the greatest bondage in human life, and therefore which bestows everlasting happiness and eternal peace in human life. In this manner, it contributes greatly in living of both secular life and spiritual life successfully, completely, prosperously, happily and peacefully. The knowledge required for acquiring detailed knowledge on this topic, please study the lesson number 5 on celibacy or brahmacharya in volume 8 of the book Youth, Arise, Awake, Adopt the Right Path of Life, written by Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati and Sri Swami Chidananda Saraswati. Then the next introductory talks relate to building of precious human life by constructing the superstructure of human life completely, properly, strongly and nicely. The construction of this superstructure is based on the teachings of our great Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti. Here ends the lesson number 5, which is on celibacy or brahmacharya.